Welcome to the overview of Software Sourcery's implementation of the closing disclosure for now October 2015. This page shows a closing disclosure, page 1, for an adjustable interest loan. There's text to show the requirements and features of a particular loan. I want to show an example of the loan estimate that comes from the CFPB as part of their samples. You notice that's the same information on this screen, but we have some bolding where the other screen just was flat out just straight text. The standard text doesn't have any bolding on any sections of it. This is easier for you to enter, and the lenders may not care if you have to send this back to them. And really, as a rule, you shouldn't be giving the closing disclosure to the ending buyer because it opens liabilities for you unless you absolutely positively have to do that. But that being said, if the lender is really persnickety and they want to see all the bolding instead of just straight text, now I'll give you some instructions of how to do that. The way that you can format text in the system is to start with a backslash, which is our escape character, and then followed with the B for bold, I for italics, or U for underline. And then to turn off the bolding, italics, or underline, it's basically the next character in the alphabet. So B goes to C, I to J, U to V. And A turns everything off. So let's look at some examples here. So this is just regular text, and that's what it would just look like. But I want the word word in bold, so I'd say this backslash B for bold on, the word, backslash C bold off, and then is in bold, and this is what it would look like. And similarly, for italics, you can use /I, italics, /J period, so that this word is in italics, the U and V for underlined, and you could do combinations. So I could say I want bold on, I want italics, I want underline for the word combinations, and then I want to turn all of them off. So it would look like this. Or you could use all the closings. You could use B, I, and U again, followed by /V, /J, and /C, which would turn off all three. Now the B, I, and U, that's very similar that if you use Word or WordPad or basically any of the Windows word processors, they would use Control B for bold on, Control I for the italics, and Control U for the underline. The difference is that to turn bold on and off, you'd hit the Control B and I and U again, so you have to kind of keep track of what's turned on so you can turn them back off again correctly. Now let's see what this looks like in our data entry. Let's take a look at the loan estimate again so we can see how the bolding was originally done. And then, as a reminder for our text, there's no bolding in here. So now I'll come over to my Open Escrow. I'm going to scroll down to my closing disclosure A and my loan terms. And we had every 3 years as being bold. So I'll come in before the E, do /B. Go to the end of years, /C, and as I remember on the other one, had the word high, and I had the wrong slash in there, so that's not going to work. Size 12%, and CAR on page 2 for details. All right, let's take a look and see what this looks like. So we have these words every 3 years starting in bold, high is 12%. Oops, I did leave my pipe in there. And then the AR table on page 2 are all in bold. I could go through and do these others, and I'll do that real quick. And then also to show that this line also on the interest is not in bold, and we're going to go ahead and bold that as well. So we'll go back to the maintenance screen. Back down to loan terms. And again, it was every 3 years. /B for bold. /C for off. As high. /B for bold. /C for off, and it does have to be capitals. It does have to be a capital B and a capital C, not lowercase. That won't work. And this one we're not going to be able to do because it's already at the maximum. I can't type in any more characters at that point. AP table on page 2. So these actually take characters in the strings. They just get hidden when we're doing the printing. And let me go down to projected payments. And the only interest was also in bold. And just for grins and giggles, we're also going to italicize it. And I'll do the quick turn off of both with just the A. And as a reminder, when you're doing the projected payments, you actually have to type in the estimated monthly payments. And the reason for that is pretty obvious on this. If you add $703.33 to $109, you would get $812.33. But they don't have to show the cents on these. So when to show cents, when to not show cents, doesn't make any sense to me. It's also important to notice that the extended monthly payment isn't necessarily one number. It can be a range, which again, they're taking the 1,028 minimum, the 1,359 maximum, adding the 109, and getting the 1137 into the 1468. Again, I could probably do some of those calculations, but we need to make this look just like the lenders, and if the lender does anything strange, we have you type in everything exactly as it looks like on their report so that you can give it back to them in the same manner. So now that we've done our bold and italics here, put my italics in, and then turn it all off. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so here we are with our final report. We have our bold every 3 years, highest 12%, AR table. No bolding in this one because this line was so long there wasn't room to put any more characters on the line. And the only interest is now in bold and italics. So hopefully you're not going to need to use any of these features. I know they're confusing, but if the lender insists that you do this, of course you have to do whatever the lender wants to get your loan funded. So here's hoping it's easy on you.